we're back once again. Rich Bontrager, Sandra D. Robinson, and we're coming to you live on multiple channels once again. Great to have you back, Sandra.
Hey, thanks for joining me one more time. Thanks for coming along on the journey here.
That's right. Because we're going after women that need your help.
Well, that need our help. I mean,
Yeah.
both of us are supporting. And so one of the reasons that that I am on this mission now is because I have just got so frustrated and was so tired of seeing women shrink back, especially women that have been on the planet for 3 decades, 4 decades, even 6 decades. I have worked with people that have finally said, you know what, I'm tired of being invisible. I want to have my voice heard. I have things to share. And they waited so long in order to do it. And so when I see women starting to shrink back, and I get why it's easy to do that, because I posted earlier today, there are certain things that go into our heads, right? The biggest enemy is right here.
Yes.
And I know a lot of women will say, maybe it's too late for me to step out and do podcasts or even be a guest on podcasts or start speaking or any of those things. Maybe I've missed the boat. Maybe it's just that my skills aren't up to date. I didn't grow up in front of the camera like a lot of the younger generations did. I don't know what I'm doing and I'm not going to look good. All of these things. I get it. I get it. I help people through this. I have helped myself through this. I teach what I teach, not because I was in front of the camera for decades, but because that was hard for me. It was not easy for me. And I know, Rich, you've had your own struggles as far as communicating.
Self-doubt is tough to overcome because it never leaves you. Your head, your brain, your mind, your heart, people's opinions are always with you. And so the self-doubt thing at the most inopportune time can come back and rear its ugly head. You can be cruising, doing great, and whoop, where did that come from?
There it is.
I'm not feeling so good today. And we all go through this. So you're not alone. If you're struggling with that, you're not alone, and we can help you.
Absolutely. And that whole fear of hitting record is exactly that. Right. All of that stuff is coming up. So today we have 3 things that we're going to cover with you. First, for people that say, for the ladies that say, is it too late for me to be seen? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about wondering whether somebody's going to care about your topic. Do I have a subject that people even want to listen to or hear about? So that's something that people will resonate in their, go over and over in their mind. And then we're going to give you some practical knowledge towards the end. This is going to be the stuff that you can use today, starting right now, to look better, hence feel better on camera, so that you will get out there and start playing and maybe think about joining us in our upcoming masterclass. You can't sign up for it yet. We're still just teasing people with it. You can sign up next week, but we are doing a very special masterclass that's going to be specifically for the women that want to go from being invisible to influential, because this is your time. So let's take that first question.
By the way, hey, but for those streaming along, if you want to ask a question, support, challenge us, whatever, the chat box is open. We'll make sure we hear from you in real time.
Yes.
Now, on the number 1.
Number 1 is it too late for me to be seen?
No.
Why, Rich?
Well, number 1, right now, I'm seeing an amazing trend of not just celebrities, but people that are our age and higher. And I've crossed the 600 now. I'm above the 60 now.
Wow.
So there's a lot.
I'm there. I'm coming up to you, but I'm always going to be younger than you, Rich.
But there's a lot of people that find this is a place that they can shine. They do have something to share, and the experience, the miles behind you of life experience, I really want people want to hear. They do want to know the good, the bad, the ugly, your success stories. They want to learn through your life experience. So they don't have to go through it all. So the fact that you may think your time has expired, you're past due, actually the opposite is true. You're right at the peak and sharing the best information for people that need to hear from you.
So true. We learn from stories, and you have more stories than you can even know. In fact, I put together a way to harvest the stories. So for those that are going to be joining us in the masterclass, that's one of the bonuses that you get. So you have tons and tons of stories to be able to share and train and teach and make an impact. And whatever that thing is that's on your heart, this is the perfect time for you to be able to do it. In fact, I was talking to my manager for many, many years. I had the same manager when I was acting in Hollywood, and we've been chatting almost daily about a certain project. And And I said something about, he goes, "Oh, you should come back out here or whatever." And I said, "Well, the age," I said it myself. This is why I understand. I go, "Well, my age." And he goes, "There's a lot of women being hired right now.
Yes.
A lot of women modeling. There's a lot of women that are leading shows that are over 50.
Yep.
And not all of them are superstars that have been around forever. Because I said, "Yeah, but that so and so and so and so. I know that, but like Meryl Streep's been around since she was 20." He goes, "No, they're actually
Oh,
looking for people that they don't see every single day that aren't recognizable, and they're hiring them." So if it's in pop culture, it should make you feel a little bit better. And it's not too late for you to hop on camera.
well, again, I think people talk about ageism being a knock. We're talking about ageism being a plus for you. You have the years,
Yes.
you have the history, you do have the stories. And I think there's a trend going on right now through social media, through
Yes.
podcasting, streaming TV. People do want to hear what I'll say the average Joe. They do want to hear real people, real stories. I learned how to raise my kids. I learned how to bake. I learned how to teach in school. I
Yes.
learned how to become my own singer, performer, whatever it is. People want to hear from real people because we've seen the Hollywood side,
And the AI and
and
all of that stuff.
right, the AI and everything else, and it's going over the top, over crazy, and saying, you know what? I'm human, you're human, and let me share my story. It may help you.
So that
People
leads us
eat that
into the
up.
second topic today, which is, am I relevant? Will anyone care about my topic or my subject? Rich, you just listed off a whole bunch of topics that
Yeah.
were very specific. So the
Yes.
more specific you are, the more likely that you're going to be able to find a really loyal following.
Right.
It's just getting the message to those people, which Rich, you know an awful lot about. But you mentioned right there, you had how to play music, baking. I mean,
Baking,
yeah,
car
these may seem
mechanic.
like they're small things that are really easy to you, but I can tell you, I have a younger friend of mine, actually younger than me, who started. She loves cooking, and she put up a little camera in her tiny apartment. That's all she has. It wasn't anything big, and she just started cooking every day that she could,
Right.
and videoing it, showing the before and after. And oh my gosh, it has taken off. There is no reason why you can't do something like that. Do you draw? Do you sketch? Are you creative? Do you know how to write? There's 1,000 things that you can do that are your passions that you can share. And if there's something, I'm really speaking to women that have something in their heart that they want to see changed on the planet. They want to see changed in the world.
Right.
So if that's what you want to speak to, then by all means, please get encouragement today and take that first step. Even reach out to us, follow us, reach out to us. We'll get you started and get you feeling great.
Well, and my parents have traveled the world from Russia to Ukraine to Colorado, Jeep, and everywhere. They love to be out in the world and they love to do off-roading and camping stuff. A lot of people today are trying to figure out how to do that with the busy, crazy lives. My parents love to sit on couches and talk to people about their stories and tell how they shopped in Ukraine, a little, shops and traded and bartered.
Yeah,
Even that life story adventure stuff, people eat that
they
stuff
do.
up. And my folks are in their 80s. So
Yeah.
they hold a captivated
Don't
audience
wait that
without a
long.
camera. People are craving for your information because your life experience
Yeah.
is a gateway. Your life experience will help other people get off the couch and go.
Yep. Think
So
about who it
share
is
your
that you
story, share your
follow.
voice.
What do you like to scroll through? What do you like to see? Just look at how diverse some of your scrolling can be. If you have interests that are not business interest, see how many things are there. There's a podcast for it. And if there isn't one, then there needs to be one. There's
Well,
podcasts for golf. There's podcasts for every little thing, right?
so and again, going back to ageism thing and thinking my stories are outdated, they're bad. Which actor, singer, performer, Sandra, you answer this. Which singer or actor in their supposed sunset year would you like to hear their stories, their behind the scenes stories, their
Oh,
performance?
yeah.
Who would you love to hear? Because right now there's a big surge on that from singers
Mhm.
to actors, producers, writers. They're all talking about the bad years, the good years, and people
Yeah,
are eating up these supposed sunset people. But
right.
now they're having a whole second, third, fourth career out of this.
Yep. Yeah, I know you're working with somebody on that, and I
Yes.
have a friend of mine who's a producer, another friend producer who is working with somebody on that, pulling all of that great information from the old days and bringing it back new again. There's so much that you can share, and honestly, I think the biggest thing to think about is rather than sitting there and spending time going, "Will anyone care?" Know that they will, because the most expensive thing that you can do today is to not take action, to not do anything, because the price of regret is huge.
Well, so here's a couple of practical tips to get your brain working. Take a list of some of the things you love, your own personal passions. Okay. And start thinking like, what would be the topics? What would be the questions? What would be the things? Put them in the chat GPT or some of the thing, and they will give you topics based on your passions and your history of life. They will spit out 10, 15, 50 questions that then you can break down and say, I can talk about this. I can talk about it's their main topic source, and they will help you chop it up into content. So half the work's done for you,
Yeah.
but you have to put it out there to let it happen. And then you go into the PR side. Now that I know what I'm going to talk about, how do I tease up a little thing? And their PR teams, your family can help toss these up. There's a lot of way to come up with a topic, the hook, based
Yeah.
off of what you did for your research. But the research will help elevate you and your topic better than you
Yeah.
just spitting it out by yourself. And
It
people
don't
miss that
it
stuff.
sounds like a lot, but it's really not a lot. It's actually never been easier. It has never been easier to create your own show and get your voice out there. So that's another reason why I think thank you, Rich, for coming along on this journey as I dragged him into this thing. Like, we're gonna be helping women. We've got to help women because I see too many women that are just sitting there shrinking back and not speaking up, but yet talking like crazy when they get into a social environment. That, I mean, how many times have I sat with my friends and they have just been talking away? And I'm like, that needs to be
Right.
out to the world. The passion, the history, the wisdom that they share. And I'm like, that needs to be packaged and shared. It will help so many people. So that's one of the things that we want to encourage you to do.
Well, and Dan Goodwin's streaming with us. Thank you, Dan, for dropping in the chat. We
Hey,
love
yeah,
having you around. But Dan's really good at the research stuff. And it's actually fun sometimes when you put something in. I have a topic, I have a thing, but I don't know quite how to crystallize it or share it. It's amazing when it comes out and you're like, well, that's ingenious. I can do that.
and something to think about too. If you have been writing regularly, like if you've been writing a newsletter, every single one of those newsletters can be a topic for a show.
Yes. Yes.
You also think about, as you write down your passions, think about people that you would love to interview, or even better, make this easy. Think about people that you know that have
Yes.
great insight on your topic, because I know that you know them. So
Yes.
you may feel like, is another reason people don't do this. I don't know enough. I don't have enough credentials. I don't have enough this, haven't done enough research, but yet you know people that have those things and you interview them.
And the more practical you are, the more you simplify the steps of baking, cooking, car
Yes.
making, the better way you turn into layman's terms of understanding. Again, I cannot fix a car that saved my life. I know where the gas goes. I know how to change a tire and do oil. That's it. I've been around car junkies. I just look at them and go, it's all Greek to me. But there's
Yeah.
other people that if you speak the language, people will consume it because you're speaking the language and you're helping people.
Yes.
So the practical application is so big on what really is some of the driving hook to bring people back to you and back to you and back to you.
I'll even give an example of what a woman of a certain age can do. And yes, she's got a great history of leading people and all of that. But Mel Robbins,
Yeah.
highly, highly, highly rated podcast. Most of her shows are interviewing people that have done amazing research. And then she makes it simple. If you ever listen to her, it's great training to listen to really good hosts. She makes it really simple. And she says, okay, let me just make sure that the listeners understand. Let me make sure that somebody who's watching this understands. So what you said was, and they take it out of, I call doctor speak, right?
Yes.
I have to get my clients to get away from doctor speak, especially if they're a doctor, because they'll use like these 17 syllable words. And I'm just like, huh?
Or the
And
way you're like
I'm
my
going,
father.
what? Yeah. Other people are going, I don't understand. So yes, simplifying it down. So as a host, that's something that you can do. So just think about who you know that would be a really interesting guest. And then we work on just getting you the skills to interview. And that's what our classes, upcoming classes, is all
Yes.
about. Here's what the third one, which great lead in for this. practical knowledge, right? Some people say, I didn't grow up in front of the camera. And someone was just telling me the other day, he looked rather young and he goes, no, we didn't have cameras on cell phones when I was growing up. I was like, oh, wow. So I think he was only like 30 something. So in my mind, like there's a lot of people that did not grow up doing selfies. Okay.
Right.
So if that's you and it's a foreign thing for you, or it just feels awkward, like you're fish out of water, then this next little section here is specifically for you. Knowledge is power, right, Rich? As
Yeah,
far as making yourself
absolutely.
look good, sound good, knowing what you're doing, number one is going to give you the confidence to hit record.
Right. And stay out of the weeds. I mean, you may feel like you're repeating yourself, but again, people learn 7, 10, 20 times now. It takes the average person to make something stick with them. So you may feel like you're repeating the same lesson, sort of. That's okay, because people come back spotty here and there. So repeat your message, refine your message, simplify the message. Don't be afraid that you're going to repeat and bore people. In fact, they're going to love it that you're deep diving further and further into the topic that they want to hear about.
Yes. Think about, and I just heard this on a podcast repeated yesterday, and I can't remember whose podcast it was, or I would give him a shout out. So sorry. It might have been Tim Ferriss. I'm not sure. But I know that they were talking about a presidential candidate from a few years back. And I actually had, it might have even been the same candidate. I had somebody from his team of a presidential candidate call me up and say, we really need you to work with him. And I said, does he want to work with somebody? And the answer was no, he didn't. But I could see what was happening, and he was not repeating what he stood for. He
Right.
thinks in the moment. He wants to be answering people in the live. He's not a pre-programmed robot like all these other politicians. He's different. Well, he also lost because like you said, not everybody is watching all the time. So you may feel like you are repeating yourself.
Right.
I know I have felt like I'm repeating myself somewhat here in what we're doing, but it's
Right.
because not everybody is watching us all the time. And think about this, even if you're listening to a show or a podcast, you're doing other things. You are. So your attention isn't 100% on all the time. So the more that you repeat what you stand for, and that becomes a soundbite, and that becomes a thing that you will stand for no matter what, and people know it, then that's how you're going to be able to get somebody going, hey, you know what? Rich stands for this, man. I think you ought to listen to him. I think you're going to like him.
Right. And
Right.
that
Sandy stands for
declaration,
this.
it
Yeah.
oozes out of you. You can't help that passion. By the way, Dan's got a great point here. Some of us are thankful we didn't have cameras everywhere we grew up.
100%.
Now we seek them out. The interesting thing is twist that into something you want to teach somebody. That was then, this is now. Because people today don't know. The kids today don't know. They are born with a selfie stick. They are born with a camera.
Yeah.
I can remember when my daughters, they got in the car, and every time they got in the car, they go shopping, the mall, wherever, they had to do Snapchat. And after I was like, really? Are you going to Snapchat again, girls? Yes, I have to know where I'm going, Dad. Okay, this is over 30 years ago now. So kids don't know. And remember, tell your stories of growing up, playing in the backyard, building forts, swimming at grandma's house. You
Yeah.
can tell life stories and illustrations that people are going to go, you actually did that?
Yeah.
And
Right.
people will be fascinated because the world is different. Even that stuff is life lesson stuff that you can help people with.
Yeah. But in the experiences that you have, like just say one of my passions is wildlife conservation, right?
Yeah.
And animal rights, I guess you could say, right? Rescuing animals and things. There can be a podcast about that if that's a passion of yours, because I have run enough volunteers in and out of organizations in my limited several years, right? There are people that have done it for decades. I have not, but I've been now several years really involved in this. And I can share those stories. I can share stories that are either, let's just talk about within that one little topic. This is how you can find the thing, right? The thing for you that lights you up, that makes you want to, makes you feel like you make a difference. If my passion is animal rescue, I can not only interview animal rescue founders of animal rescues to find out, hey, what's their hardest thing? What's the best thing that ever happened? Give us a great story of an animal that overcame. They all have those, and people love those. The other thing is interview people that actually have adopted dogs, and maybe they're service dogs. Maybe they're just dogs that exactly like that guy over there. But there are so many different ways that you can bring joy just through that one little thing that lights you up every single day. So think about it. Is it books? Is it a social mission that you're on?
Right.
There are ways that you can bring a difference to other people's lives, and we just want to encourage you to do it. No more shrinking back, no more hesitating.
I want to go to one other thing here. It's a bonus tip today. Afraid to hit record. Let's admit it. We all have been afraid to hit record. Every
Yes.
one of us have been afraid to hit record. So what I encourage and consult with is don't do a live. You start with yourself. Record, get comfortable, practice, learn where the camera angle, you learn how your body relates and what your mannerisms are.
Yeah.
Practice, review, practice, review. Don't do anything until you feel comfortable and you go, you know what, that's kind of fun. And then put it out there. But you can practice and delete all you want.
1,000
No one will
times.
ever know. Then you get comfortable hitting record and saying, now I'm going to share it. So there's no clock or rush to put any video out. You don't have to rush to hit record and get out there, Sandra.
The tricky thing is if people are recording it and they're not held accountable by a coach, so often they don't hit that second button, which is post.
Right.
They don't do
That's
it.
where we come in and say, good.
Yes.
You're moving along. You're getting more confident. You're learning the tips.
And getting great
And
feedback.
now you can, and we'll do it.
Speaking of tips, we have a masterclass that we can share. Do we have a way of sending that up to them?
I don't have that up ready yet, but we do. We'll
You can
come
find
back
it.
next week and we will have that ready. So you
Well, no.
actually-
The free class, the one that we're giving them a sample of. So
Okay,
that's
well-
just my website, which is sandradrobinson.com. So if you know that I spelled, there we go.
There it
That's
is.
it. So if you go there, you will find there is actually a sample masterclass, which is going to give you tips right there. So if you're looking for things to feel better on camera today, this is what's going to help you out. It's just about 17 minutes. It's not the entire class because we consider that a very safe environment. So we don't have the actual participants in this edited version, but you are like a fly on the wall. You're going to hear us answering some of the most poignant and most common questions about how to feel good and look good. And so we have that here for you today. So go ahead, scan that, and it will you will scroll down, you'll see it on the site on that page, and it will also pop up. So there's no way you're going to miss it. And you'll get that free today. And that has a lot of tips in it that'll get you rolling. And then we're going to tell you about the big masterclass, but not yet. The upcoming masterclass is going to be announced next week. So follow us. We're going to be back next week for another live. Until then, grab your free tips and get rolling today right there.
And why by your skin? Remember, you're not too old. You have not aged out. In fact, you may have more to offer because you lived more life.
Yes.
And be relevant. People love to hear relevant, and they love to hear real life stories.
Mm-hmm.
And just start there. It's real simple, and it's lots of fun.
It is. It is. And I think, Rich and I are both on a mission to counterbalance AI. We're not anti-AI.
Right.
We use AI. You even recommended using AI for part of the topics that we were talking about, how to get your topic and your niche and all of that. But I think there has to be a counterbalance. Otherwise, we're going to lose that human connectedness. And as we tell stories to help the younger generations and to help others that maybe need the encouragement or the push to follow their own passion, whatever that thing is that's pulling at you, if you don't share that, you're missing an opportunity to be part of that counterbalance to AI. And actually, I think that we as a species need to make sure that we're making every effort every single day to keep that human connectiveness and that compassion and that feeling for one another very, 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 very rich. So
well said. Well said.
Was it? I have no idea.
Well said.
I'm going to listen to that back going, what did she say? Yeah.
So come on back next week. We're going to do it in same bat channel, same bat time with Sandra and Trigger. And we love doing this. We love. So be sure to follow us on social media, reach out, ask us questions, drop them in the chat like you see Dan and others doing periodically. And then come back next week and we'll have another great topic and do it all over again.
Looking forward to it. See you then.